Hello and welcome to Everyday Tarot, your daily dive into the divine wisdom of the tarot. I'm your host, Camille A. Saunders, healer, tarot enthusiast, and your local witch next door, and today I'm talking about tarot in daily practice. Whether you're a seasoned tarot reader or just starting to explore, this podcast offers daily insights, intuitive messages, and practical advice drawn from the cards. Each episode is designed to help you connect with your inner wisdom, find clarity in your decisions, and tap into the energy of the universe. Tune in every day, Monday through Friday, for fresh perspectives and empowering guidance from the tarot as interpreted by me. Thank you so much for those who were able to attend my virtual tarot card creation event last week. We had so much fun. If you signed up but were unable to make it to the live event, you should have the replay of the event recording, the PDF I made with my step-by-step process, and an offer to join my upcoming series called Tarot for Transformation in your email. So go ahead and check that. And you can always email me if you didn't receive that, and I'll make sure to get it to you. If you love the show, the best way to support it is by listening daily, leaving a review, and subscribing or following in your favorite podcast app. Other ways you can support me are I just updated my Patreon benefits to be bigger and better than ever, so you can check those out over there. I'll be hosting live episodes every new moon. I will have one coming up on the 25th of June to do a new moon collective tarot reading, and I'm hoping to do them on video, so that should be very fun. If you join the Lovers of the Podcast level on the Patreon, you will get access to an exclusive Discord to chat with me live during the stream, and I'll pull a card for each one of my patrons in addition to the New Moon Collective spread. If you want an individual card pulled for you once a month live on the podcast, join the Everyday Tarot Patreon family at the Lovers level. If you'd like to support the podcast even further, you can get a one-time individual 5-card reading in addition to all the other benefits if you join the Witch Bitch level on the Patreon. If you're local to the Greater Puget Sound area, check out my Let's Talk Tarot meetup group for the latest event postings. I will have 2 new ones up there. I'll get another one of my in-person tarot card crafting events scheduled. I'll also be at Tacoma Pride on July 12th doing my tarot card crafting. So if you're going to be there, come check it out and maybe make another card while you're there. And then I also am going to be starting a full moon women's circle with my friend Izzy that I talked about last episode. We celebrated solstice together, and yeah, we're hoping to do that starting next full moon, so it's just coming up I believe on July 10th. We have to make sure and get, I guess, TBD on exactly when it will be. The full moon is on July 10th. We're hoping to be able to do it that night, but we need to confirm our location. So you can check out the Let's Talk Tarot meetup group for those event postings and to RSVP. If you're interested in my free PDF with the 2025 5-card tarot spread I created just for you at the beginning of this year, you can get that by joining my newsletter list. My weekly newsletter always has the most up-to-date information on my upcoming events, presentations, musings, and info and photos of my day-to-day life. And if you don't already know, I am a sex and relationships therapist seeing clients virtually all over Washington State. I love working with queer, poly, and witchy clients and love bringing tarot into our sessions clinically. If you'd like to work with a therapist that doesn't judge you, is a little bit witchy just like you, and helps you learn how to deal with anxiety, chronic pain or illness, communication issues, self-advocacy, and sex, head to my website and book a free consultation now to start your journey. You can find the links for any of these offers in the show notes or on my website, CamilleASaunders.com/everydaytarot, in addition to the images of the cards I pull on each episode. All right, so welcome to season 10. We are a couple episodes in now, and this season I'm talking all about tarot and witchcraft. If you haven't listened to my other seasons yet, you can check those out. In season 1, I talked tarot basics. In seasons 2 and 3, I went through the major arcana and 4 suits. Season 4, I talked tarot and pop culture. Season 5, I went through 13 common tarot spreads. And seasons 6, 7, 8, and 9 were all about the suit of wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. So if you've gathered from that season description, I've gone through, I have an episode about every single card in the tarot deck. So if you're ever looking for a specific card, you can, probably the easiest way to search it is to go on my website and go to the podcast tab and then search again, like 2 of Cups, 10 of Swords, something like that. And you can go ahead and find that episode directly in there. It'll have images of the cards from different decks that I used, and so you can kind of compare and contrast. And it'll have a full, description all about one card, which is super fun. So If you ever want to deep dive into a specific card, that is a great way to do it. So like I said, we're into season 10 now, where I'm talking all about tarot and witchcraft. So I talked about tarot and astrology in the first episode, tarot and the solstices in my second episode. The third episode was about tarot and ritual, and today I'm talking about tarot in daily practice. And we're going to keep it kind of chill today, because that's how I feel like tarot in daily practice should be, or at least if you're going to do tarot daily and engage with it daily, I certainly don't want a lot of expectation for myself, because that makes me feel overwhelmed. So some people, maybe it works really well for them. So I'm going to talk about doing like a daily card pull. I would say that's like if you're new to tarot and you like go online and you're like, how do I get into tarot? That is like one of the first things suggested, is like, oh, just pull a card every day. And honestly, that doesn't work super well for me. I'm not always great at doing things every day, or if I miss a day, then I'm like, well, what's the point? And I don't necessarily continue. So if that works for you, great. I am going to go ahead and pull a card now. So yeah, let's imagine this is our daily card pull. And actually I'm going to use, I have a book called The Great Work by Tiffany Lazick, Self-Knowledge and Healing Through the Wheel of the Year. And it actually has prompts for every day of the year. So once you get to the end of the year, you just start over again. So today, this will be for June 24th, so I will read the prompt for that day, which is, what do you consider your greatest triumph? So that is what we're going to pull a card on today. Again, you don't have to do your daily card like this. You can just pull a card by thinking about, what do I need to know today? What should I focus on? What's important? Where do I put my energy? You can have all of those sort of prompts. You could just pull a card and see what happens, and see if after you pull it, if the message comes to you. But I'm going to think about this daily triumph, because that's, I think, is interesting. Oh my gosh. I pulled the Tower in reverse, so we're having intensity today. It's very funny, because when I did my celebrated solstice with Izzy, we were talking about the Tower, and she was like, oh yeah, I pull it all the time. And I was like, oh, I do not. And now here I am pulling it. So again, the Tower is generally like in this image in the Sastrobito tarot deck, which I'm pulling from. It has the like lightning struck tree. That's the image here. It often shows a tree or a man-made tower struck by lightning. The event is catastrophic and foundations shaking. The card suggests disaster, sudden change, and disruption. It can mean danger, crisis, chaos, and hard times. It might be uncomfortable. It suggests an explosive transformation which can lead to disillusionment and an ego blow. But it also offers up liberation from old structures and revelation and freedom. The discomfort here comes from reality not conforming to expectation. So if we think about this in reverse, which is very interesting, which again, the prompt for today was, what do you consider your greatest triumph? Is no destruction. The tower remains standing. What was will continue. So hilariously, I feel like I would interpret that normally as like consistency. Like, oh, I don't have these like huge highs and huge lows. That, okay, like maybe the thing that I'm good at, or is my sort of triumph, one of my strengths is consistency. Which is hilarious, because I was just talking about that I have a hard time with daily card pulls because I'm not consistent. So maybe the universe is calling me out today. I do like this quote. So this again, it would be about the Tower upright, but it says, for a seed to achieve its greatest expression, it must come completely undone. The shell cracks, its insides come out, and everything changes. To someone who doesn't understand growth, it would look like complete destruction, by Cynthia Ocelli. So again, interesting that this is saying that my strength is no destruction, the tower remains standing, and what was will continue. So yeah, it makes it sound like, to me, I mean, I do think of the podcast, because that is something I have been consistent on. And again, it doesn't always mean that I'm like super well planned out ahead of time, or that I'm not necessarily scrambling at the last second to get it through, but I still have been basically putting out an episode every day, Monday through Friday, for all of 2025, at least thus far. Some days it's been a little late, Some days it's been a struggle or stuff like that. Some days I've been super ahead, a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead. Lovely, especially if I'm going to be out of town. But yeah, that's kind of interesting to me that I pulled this sort of like consistency card. Or at least like sorry, you can hear me typing, the Tower in reverse there. So again, if you think about a tree being struck by lightning or like a tower falling over, destruction, the reversal of that would be sort of the like where you get a rewind like image, like in a movie or something, where it's like, oh no, like the lightning did not hit the tree, or like nothing happened to the tower. And that's kind of funny that's like the visual that I'm getting right now. So very interesting. I'm gonna put that in I have this is a cool thing to get actually if you do tarot daily or as like a daily practice. You can get these, I don't know exactly what they're called. I guess it's like a tarot card holder. They're usually wooden. Some hold 1 card, some hold 3 cards. The one I have actually has like a slit all the way across, so it could probably fit 4 cards. And it has the like triple moon on it, so it has the like crescent moon facing one way on one side, the full moon, and then the crescent moon facing the other way on the other side. That's the triple moon. And because I really like that image. So that is what I actually put in front of me often when I'm doing podcast episodes, when I'm doing spreads, or when I'm pulling cards, or especially when I did those episodes where I looked at a specific card across like 3 different decks, I would put them in front of me there. And that's a really cool way. Of course, you can pull a card and just like put it on your bathroom mirror, or like, you know, just set on like an altar or a table facing you. But if you are gonna like do that, or do like a 3-card spread, which is what I'm gonna do next, which is personally my preference, to just a daily card pull if I'm gonna do tarot and daily practice, is having like a stand for it. It is quite nice because then it also just, it's like part of the intention behind it. So I think that's another thing to talk about with daily practice is, what is your intention? Is your intention that you're engaging with the tarot daily? Is your intention that, oh, I'm new to tarot and so I want to really, learn some of the cards, or I want to like get in touch with what it's like to, again, engage with the tarot every day? Do I want to like think about the tarot a lot? Or if you're like me, run a meetup group and a podcast and read tarot on my own, and then also on rituals, solstice days, and then also other times, then you might be using tarot every day. It's very integrated into my life at this point. Like often if I'm going on vacation, I almost always have a tarot deck in my purse or in my bag with me. I don't even always use it, but sometimes I also will read for other people if they want that. Sometimes they request that, but I also just like having it on me. So that's I guess another way you can put your cards in your purse. I know that when I did my episode about like getting to know a tarot deck, which I think was in my first season, of like, okay, you have a new deck, like how do you get to know it? So pulling a daily card is one way, right? You get to know the images, you get to know sort of like the vibe of the deck and how it integrates with your life. What was I just saying there? 3-card spreads, we were talking about doing tarot daily. I don't know. We'll see if it comes back to me. But doing a like daily card pull. Oh yeah, carrying them in your purse with you. So that's like another way to get to know your deck, is like take it with you. See what it's like. Take it to a coffee shop, pull a card there. It's always very interesting to me, again, as someone that like holds meetup groups where we like bring tarot cards out when we're like in a restaurant or a coffee shop. I have only ever had positive interactions. Like people will come over. I've had like waiters be like, oh my God, I'm so into tarot. Like, what is this? I want to do it. And I'm like, great, I have a meetup group. You should join us. Or you should listen to my podcast if you don't want to do a meetup group or you're not local to me. But those are all different ways to get to know the tarot. I guess I'll plug my podcast. That's another way to get to have tarot in a daily practice, is listen to my podcast. It's not every day, but it's every day, Monday through Friday. So you got a lot of episodes to make your way through. If you didn't start at the beginning on January 1st when I first started, and I will be going all the way through 2025 at the very least. That's my commitment to myself right now. So you'll have many an episode to go through, and you can always listen again. All right, so yeah, let's do a 3-card spread, because like I said, I'm actually if I'm gonna pull tarot, I have a hard time pulling just one card. Usually I'm a little bit of like, oh, I need to know more. Like, I need the full picture. I need more clarity. Yeah, one card's hard for me. So I'm gonna put the Tower card back into my deck. I'm trying to decide if I should pull from another deck. I feel like I want to, so okay. I could have kept the Tower out. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'll put the Tower in my tarot card holder in front of me. I also like the holder I have because again, like, it has sort of carved in the triple moon, and I put crystals in it. I'll often put crystals that are associated with the cards, or just like give a vibe with the cards. In the little like pockets of the moon, and that's just like it's like a mini altar, I suppose. So yeah, I guess putting a tarot card on your altar. So maybe instead of just pulling a card every day, you could have like the same card on your altar for, you know, a whole moon cycle, a whole week, a whole month, a whole year if you really wanted, if you want to really embody like a persona of a card. So when I did my virtual tarot card creation event last week, I pulled the High Priestess from 3 of my decks, and I had them in front of me, and I dressed like the High Priestess, or like my version of the High Priestess. I wore High Priestess tarot card earrings, and it was like a vibe. So if that is sort of how you want to, again, like get to know the tarot or have a daily practice, right, you can sort of think of like, I'm embodying the persona of, like I said, the High Priestess, death, right? You could be cloaked. You could be thinking about transformation. You could be thinking about things like that. You could be the Fool. You could be, hey, I'm new on my tarot journey, right? I'm here to learn. I want to embrace the Fool. I want to embrace that like first day of school. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm excited energy. So those are all different ways that you can, yeah, engage with the tarot in a daily practice. Like I said, I'm going to grab another deck and do a 3-card pull, because that is honestly my like preference generally. All right, so I'm going to be pulling this time from the Desert Illuminations Tarot deck by Lindsay D. Williams. This deck, oh, there's my High Priestess card. This deck is a couple months old for me. I've had it a little bit. It's very pretty. I love the colors of it. It's like turquoise and a hot pink and orange. Sorry, I had to unlock my computer. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a couple shuffles, and then I'm gonna do I think Mind, Body, Spirit. And again, with these, so there's like past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. There's different versions of 3-card pulls. Again, probably like the triple moon. I like 3s. Like I like that version. I like the number. I actually have a necklace that has like 333 on it, like numerology style. So yeah, I guess maybe that just tells you a little bit about who I am as a person, but I like 3s. So we're going to do mind, body, spirit. So you can ask a question, again, past, present, future. You could be like, oh, okay, for my career, what's past, present, future, right? Or what is, right, like I'm saying right now, mind, body, spirit. And I think I'm going to think about mind, body, spirit as it pertains actually like to my career or business, sort of like, for me, I'm going to be thinking about this foray into actually having a separate business for myself for witchy things, so that I can kind of fully embrace that. Honestly, if you listen to my Tarot as Ritual episode, I talked about a spread that I did on summer solstice. And I would say that was sort of like the conclusion of my spread. That was that I want to, experiment or sort of go fully into embracing my identity as a witch, and like also doing that in business. And again, you're saying, Camille, you have a tarot podcast, you lead tarot meetups. What do you mean you're not a witch? I am. I think I kept it very separate, or I considered trying to integrate it with my therapy identity. And I used to really identify as like therapist first, witch second, or like intuitive or witchy. And now I'm like, no, it's witch first, and therapist is like one of many things underneath that. So that's going to be what I'm thinking about as I do this mind body spread. Okay. Mind, body, spirit. Ooh, I like all these cards. Okay. I pulled the Magician for mind, the King of Cactus reversed, which is Pentacles, for body, and the Ace of Cactus for spirit. And again, Cactus is Pentacles in this deck. All right, so the Magician. All right, so as we think about mind in relation to this sort of witchy identity, or just fully embodying myself as a witch, I'm like, oh, the Magician, perfect. That's like the deck's version of, right, the witch. So the Magician is associated with the number 1 in the major arcana. The Fool, or in this deck, the Trickster, is the first card in the deck, but the Magician is technically associated with the number 1. The Fool gets a 0 as like the number representation. So the Magician in this deck, it says the planet associated with is Mercury, the element is air, and the chakra is throat. And again, I'm being called out because my throat chakra is always active. It is always telling me whenever I check in with chakras, or I do any sort of energy work or anything, my throat chakra is always like, hi, hello, I'm here, what's happening? And if we think about it, right, the throat is about speaking, right? Speaking your truth, being able to put things into words, feeling able to express yourself. So yeah, in this deck, the Magician says, the Magician has beamed its way down from the heavens onto Earth. They are known for using their powers from the solar energies of the heavens to help manifest reality on Earth. They are an entity of creation. The Magician represents the connection between the spiritual realm and the material world. And again, this was the mind card for me. They have all of the tools necessary to convert energy and intention into matter. The Magician is here to remind you that we are all masters of our own reality, and that anything is possible when you have all the necessary elements and spiritual tools. All right, so yeah, I think for me, when I think about this, it's saying, right, like, treat your mind like the Magician, right, that I can create the reality that I want, right, and that I have all the tools necessary, right, intention, putting energy behind things, and that anything is possible. I don't have to feel constricted, which again, if you think about the throat chakra, or like speaking your truth, right, and kind of what that means. If your throat chakra is like activated, or it's like having a hard time, like mine often loves to say hello to me, my throat chakra, it means like, oh, I'm having a hard time, right, like speaking my reality, or speaking to the thing that I am. And so it's right, I feel like this card's calling me to saying, like, I'm in my Magician era, right? I'm treating my mind like it's the Magician card. It is a place of wonder, of creation. It can literally create magic, right? And that I don't have to treat it like it's this scary thing that I am, what would be the right word? Like, that I am like at the mercy of. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking of. All right, so I'm putting that card on my tarot card holder. And I love the look of this card. It's like an alien that's like surrounded by like a rainbow aura. They're holding like a cow's skull. Because again, this is very like Western themed deck. And then they're standing in this like cavernous orangey red desert area. There's a cactus on the ground that's flowering near them. There's like a pink moon, and then there's like UFOs flying above them. So right, they are this like shamanistic magician looking being in this card. All right, so for body, I pulled the King of Cactus reversed, which again, hilarious because cactus are the equivalent to pentacles, and pentacles are an earth sign, which is about grounding. And hello, I'm being called out because I can generally always need more grounding. Let's see here. Okay, but also it's reversed, so we'll think about that. So yeah, the King of Cactus, the supreme alien leader, is the king of all realms. He is powerful and full of wealth and universal knowledge. He wears a luxurious holographic robe made of celestial threads covered with symbols of earthly delights. His aura is glowing, his third eye is wide open, and he proudly sits suspended on the highest cosmic throne. This card represents self-worth, confidence, and material wealth. The king is a fatherly figure whose energy provides guidance in matters pertaining to work, leadership, and money. How can you harness this energy to aid in your success? Becoming a king in this area of your life requires all the tools and responsibilities you have previously learned. So this deck does not, or the deck guidebook does not have reversal descriptions in here. So we're going to have to go off vibes of what we know to be true about, right, the King of Pentacles equivalent in reverse. So again, Pentacles are all about grounding earth energy already, right? I am interpreting, right, this for me, this card is related to my body. So I think what I'm gleaning from it is, right, like, okay, if it was upright, it would be like, wow, Camille, like, you are so embodied. You're the king of being embodied, right? Like, you are using all your tools, like, you're in with your intuition, your aura is glowing, he's sitting suspended on the cosmic throne, he's got self-worth, confidence, material wealth, and all of these things. And how do you harness that energy? So I feel like in reverse, it's saying, right, like, okay, like, that's the dream, but like right now we're in reality. And so like, we're having a hard time with that, right? We're trying to understand, how do I actually, right, be embodied, also have my intuition, right, my third eye wide open, as it says in the card description, and feeling so, right, again, if you're the king of being grounded, right, the king of the earth, the king of earth signs or earth element, you're so like confident, you're embodied, right? You think of like a tree with roots all the way down, right? You're so connected. And so I think, again, like for me, my body, that's the dream, right? To feel so connected, to feel that confidence, self-worth, material wealth, because also pentacles are also described as coins, or sometimes spirals are how they depicted. So if you think of them as coins, right, like pentacles are also associated with wealth or material wealth. So like also just the material realm, like goods, things that you have, stuff. Work, leadership, money. So how can you harness this energy to aid in your success, right, is also making it sound like material things are a way I can harness energy into my success, which really makes me think about this sort of question I had of like, okay, I'm working towards this like embodying my full, right, magician, witch self in business, and actually having like tangible goods, right? My tarot card crafting, my doing tarot readings for people in person. Like I would like to do some at like events or festivals and things like that, to connect with people in person, just because so much of my work has been online, right? This podcast is online. I see clients exclusively online in my therapy practice. I do a lot of virtual events. I meet with a lot of people virtually just for co-working and other things. And I love that. And like the energy of doing things in person, of seeing people, of being in their physical energy in person is very different. So I also feel like this card is saying like, hey, you can become like king of being grounded if, right, you allow yourself to do more things in this like material world, right? If I'm going out and maybe doing more things and interacting with people, reading cards in person, like again, being in other people's energy. That's just what's kind of coming up for me as I think about how this would relate to my body. And also, right, with this like knowledge that, right, if I'm able to transmute, if I'm able to switch that reversal into an upright, like I'll be king, right? Like you'll be at the top level, king of the hill, king of the cactus, king of pentacles, right? You'll be so grounded. You'll be this like, just so, and also like, right, in this material wealth way, right? Of like possibility of like, hey, you can get rich doing this, like that, right? That's another vibe of this card of like, hey, like if you actually allow this to happen, if you actually embrace it, if you allow yourself to do these things in person and really find this sort of abundance in this way, hey, like you might get really good things from this. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now. All right, I'm going to put that one also in my tarot card holder so I can stare at it. Oh, and I love this card. The Ace of Cactus. So this would be like the Ace of Pentacles, and it has the sort of traditional hand of God sort of image to this card. I don't know if you have decks that do this where every ace sort of has this like giant hand coming out from the side of the card, and this one it's holding a cactus, and it has like these long black fingernails. Actually, it's very alphabet coded from Wicked. It's like a green hand because it matches the cactus, and it has black nails, and then everything else is pink. So like actually this is just like Wicked, where like pink and green go well together vibes. So the Ace of Cactus, and again, this is spirit. So again, so if we think of the cactus is the pentacles, so spirit, right, in this sense for the Ace of Cactus would be, or the Ace of Pentacles would be like you are physically connected to spirit in this way. So let's look in the book here, and this one is upright, so we'll get to use the upright description. All right, so it says, like I said, an alien hand appears like a mirage from a mystic nebulous cloud. I love the descriptions from this deck. Or as if beamed into existence from a UFO in the distance. The hand extends an offering of a cactus section to all those who seek to accept this cosmic gift from the universe. The desert can be a place we find here on Earth, but it also refers metaphorically to the place inside ourselves. The fact that life can exist in such extreme conditions is a biological miracle. Many myths contain stories about the hero character who ventures out into the desert to discover their true self or to seek enlightenment. The Ace of Cactus is all about manifestation, opportunity, and abundance being gifted to you. Before accepting this generous offering, ensure you are prepared and do not second-guess yourself. Big opportunities come during a time when we need to be receptive, so seize the moment. All right, so this is also telling me, right, like be ready. Be ready when the luck happens. I read Ina Garten, she's a cookbook author and home chef. My parents watched her when I was a kid, so I was a big fan, but she came out with a memoir that I think is called Be Ready When the Luck Happens. And it is the sort of idea, right, that like you might keep going and trying all these things and like this or that, and there might be this desire to give up or believe that things aren't going to work for you, but if you prepare and sort of be ready and able to jump fully in, right, walk off that cliff like the fool when the opportunity does come, like then you're gonna receive these like the greatest rewards, right? And this is kind of what it says, is like don't second guess yourself, like be prepared for when all these opportunities come in, and you have to be receptive to it, right? Like if we're not receptive to opportunities, they will pass us by. So it's saying seize the moment, right? Actually be ready for all the things that you've dreamed about coming true, right? And preparing ourselves for that, which like, hello, like that's a great way to end a reading about career, right? A mind, body, spirit reading about like what is in the future for me as this embodied witch, business witch, is this like, look at this, you're kicking off your journey, right? This is the Ace of Cactus, the Ace of Pentacles. You're kicking off the journey of material goods, right? With this sort of spiritual connection here. And that also that this can be a place in ourselves, right? The card says that, of like, it doesn't have to be like a physical place that you go. You don't have to actually go like to the desert, or like to, maybe your dream is not necessarily to like go to this big event or festival or thing like that. Maybe, right, it is this like, the dream is actually that like I am at peace with my life, and that I don't actually have to travel or leave where I am. I don't need to escape my current life. I am so happy with everything I do that I don't need that anymore, right? I enjoy every day of it. Everything is creative. Everything is energetically right. And I'm so grateful for what I have. And I do feel that way in a lot of ways. Being a entrepreneur for the last, like, let's see, I graduated in 2021. So, you know, couple years. Started my business in 2021. So, you know, we're 4 years in, we're getting there, we're getting close to 5 years, and being able to figure out, right, okay, how do I actually, what are the things I really am dreaming of? And then how do I actually be ready and accept it when the opportunity comes? And actually, I'm doing a lot of things tomorrow. So I'm really thinking about that opportunity. I'm talking to someone in the morning about potentially doing a 3-hour training in the future, a clinician specific training. I'm giving a training at my old work, who reached out to me and wanted to pay me for my time, which I was like, great, we love that. And then I'm leading one of my networking meetings in the evening for our Connect, Grow, Thrive local networking group. So I'm really excited about all the things I kind of have going on tomorrow, and I'm thinking about that, right, from this reading as well. All right, so I know I've now pulled 4 cards, but we're going to pull one more. Let's see, which I'll have to go with another deck. We're going to go 3 decks in this episode. How fun. Let me see here. I got to put the rest away. So we're going to dive in and see what the cards have to say today on this topic. You know, what else can we glean? What do we need to know going forward as I go into these things tomorrow, or about being embodied? All right. The deck has spoken, and the Therapist Who Tarot deck by Prompts by Drea Bloom and Images by Rebecca Bloom was the one that was calling to me. So we're going to pull a card from this deck. And this deck does not, have a tarot deck guidebook. It is, it has, like it says, you know, images on one side of the sort of traditional tarot depictions, and then it has prompts or questions on the back, reflection questions. So we're going to, oh, come on. Give it a quick shuffle here. Wow, it really does not want to go. Okay. Wow. It's trying to escape me. Okay, we're going to try to do one more shuffle because I literally almost dropped the whole deck on the floor. Okay. Oh! I got the moon. Okay, interesting. So the word associated with it on this card is fear, which is not what I normally think about with the moon, because I love the moon, and I love the moon card. I was wearing a moon tarot card necklace yesterday, actually. So on this card, we see like we see the new moon on this card, which is like the fully dark moon where you can't see any of the actual moon. The sun isn't shining on it in a way where we can see it. And then we have this like larger blue, I'm just describing what the image is on this card, like watercolor, abstract, purpley blue circle around it. And then we have sort of these like lines down at the bottom. It's sort of that like dragging into the subconscious is like the feeling that I get there, which is often what the moon card is about. Subconscious, again, wateriness, or like about fear, right? Potentially, or like the shadow. If the sun is about kind of like all the things above the surface, the moon is about kind of the underworld aspects. So the prompts on the back say, what sacrifice are you glad you made? What is it time to end? Oh, hello, grief and ending cards again. And how have you betrayed yourself? Interesting. So you can think about those prompts. What sacrifice are you glad you made? What is it time to end? And how have you betrayed yourself? And again, like these could all be like the same thing that happened. I'm thinking about the episode I recorded, or the last episode about the solstice tarot card, the ritual episode where I did a solstice reading, and a lot of my cards are about grief and endings, and letting go of something. And so that's sort of what's coming up for me, is that like, yes, this card is still telling me like it's time to end that thing. Like, you did a lot, right? You did a lot of hard work, and now it can be over, right? Like that thing has ended. You don't have to keep sacrificing, but also you can sacrifice, I guess, like that thing that you thought you wanted, because it's not true anymore. And then how have I betrayed myself, right? Maybe it's in that, like, I kept trying to push this thing to go forward, even when it wasn't working well, or when I felt depleted, or like where I wasn't sure where it was going. And so that thing is ending. And also maybe betraying myself and not kind of embracing this like full witch identity, I would say, that maybe, right, calling myself, oh, I'm witchy, or like I do tarot, instead of just being like, yeah, I'm a witch. Like, I've gotten a little bit better about it and putting it in my bio and things like that, but I think it still feels different for that to be sort of in my like top identity marker. And like I said, sort of moving therapist into like it's like one of the things that I am, but it's not like the thing, especially because just right after grad school, it was like, oh my God, I put so much time and energy and money into this thing. Like, this is my identity now. And I've sort of gotten to a place a couple years out of that and into business and finding myself and finding things I like, where it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I did that. Like, I like it. I like the work. I enjoy it. It is fun. It's more fun than most work I've ever done. And like that doesn't have to be the only thing I do, just because I like put all this time and energy into it, right? Which is like the sacrifices, or the thing that like needed to end, was like, it's okay to like, it's okay to move on, right? It's okay to do things outside of therapy, even if you put a lot of time and energy into it. All right, I'm gonna stop there, because again, this episode is long. The season is getting kind of long, you all. I hope you're here for it. So links for the tarot decks I talk about will always be in the show notes and on my website if you'd like to look at them or purchase them. And thanks for joining me today on Everyday Tarot. Just as a reminder, the podcast comes out daily, Monday through Friday, for all of 2025. You can email me, me@CamilleASaunders.com, with your thoughts, questions, and more, and I will see you soon. I hope you like the new microphone. Goodbye.